महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सर्वमंगलमांगल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यंबके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्रः प्रचोदयात्। श्री रामचंद्र कृपालु भजमन हरण भव भय दारुण नव कंज लोचन कंज मुख कर कंज पद कंजारुणम। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम कंदर्प अगणित अमित छवि नव नीर नीरज सुंदर पद पीत मानहु तरित रुचि शुचि नौमि जनक सुता। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम भजु दीन बंधु दिनेश दानव दैत्य वंशनि कंदर रघुनंद आनंद खंद कौशल छंद दशरथ नंदन। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम सिर मुकुट कुंडल तिलक चारु धार अंग विभूषण आजानु भुज सर चाप धर संग्राम जित कर दूषण। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम इति वदति तुलसीदास शंकर शेष मुनि मन रंजन मम हृदय कंज निवास कुरु कामादिखल दल रंजनम। श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम श्री राम। बोले सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। Our pranam to all of you. Welcome to our Tuesday evening satsang. We'll have a bhajan by Aruna, and after that we'll continue. बोले पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। सिया भज रामचंद्र भगवान की। बाल समय रवि भक्ष लियो तब तीनहु लोक भयो अंधियारो। ताहि सो त्रास भयो जग को यह संकट काहू सो जात न तारो। देवन यानी करी बिनती तब चार दियो रवि कष्ट निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो।
संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो।
बाली की त्रास कपीस बसे गिरी। जात
महाप्रभु पंथ निहारो।
चौकी महामुनि साथ दियो तब चाहिए कौन विचार विचारो। कै द्विज रूप लिवाए महाप्रभु सो तुम दास के शोक निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम
तिहारो।
बोलो
संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो।
अंगद के संग लेन गए सिया। खोज कपीश बन उचारो। जीवत न बची हो हम सो जो भी न सुधी लाए यहाँ पग धारो। फेरी थके तत सिंधु सब तब लाई सिया सुधी प्राण उबारो। कौन ही जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन
नाम तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो।
रावण त्रास दई सिया को तब राक्षस सो कहो शोक निवारो। ताहि समय हनुमान महाप्रभु जाए
महारजनी चर मारो।
चाहत सिया शोक सो आगे सोते प्रभु मुद्रिका शोक निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो।
संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो।
जय हो बजरंगबली। बाण लग्यो उर लक्ष्मण के तब प्राण तज सुत रावण मारो। ले गृह वैद्य सुषेण समेत तब गिरी द्रोण सुबीर उपायो। आनी सजीवन हाथ दई तब लक्ष्मण के तुम प्राण उबारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम
तिहारो। संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो।
रावण जुत अजान की बानी खगेश तब हनुमान जो बंधन काटी सो त्रास निवारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम
तिहारो, संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो।
श्री राम। बंधु समेत जब यही रावण ले रघुनाथ पतार सिधारो। देवही पूजी भली विधि सोबरी, देहु सब मिली मंत्र विचारो। जाए सहाय भयो तब ही अहि रावण सैन्य समेत संहारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन
नाम तिहारो, संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो।
श्री राम। काजी किए पर देवन के तुम वीर महाप्रभु देखे
विचारो।
कौन सो संकट मोर गरीब को, जो तुमसे नहीं जात है
तारो।
बेगी हरो हनुमान महाप्रभु, जो कछु संकट हो ये हमारो। को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो,
संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो।
हो नाम तिहारो, नाम तिहारो,
नाम तिहारो, नाम तिहारो।
संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो, संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो, संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो। लाल देह लाली लसे हरुधर लाल लंगोर, वज्र देह दानो दलन। जय 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 कपिसूर पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। बोले बजरंगबली भगवान की जय। भूमि कवल सिंह भजन कंटिन्यू।
काहे सुतल बाहो, काहे सुतल बाहो, मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम। काहे सुतल बाहो, काहे सुतल बाहो, मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम। जागे जागे धरती माता, हो जागे धरती माता। राम भजन बिना सुना जीवन, काहे जन्म गवाता, हो काहे जन्म गवाता। नित जाए नित जाए दुखड़े सारे पाहे, बहुत राम काहे सुतल बाहो, काहे सुतल बाहो, मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम। मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम काहे सुतन बाहो काहे सुतन बाहो मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम मनवा जपले सीताराम 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 राम राम
मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी द्रवहु सुदशरथ अचर बिहारी मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी दबहु सुदशरथ अचर बिहारी सातव सम मोहि मैं जग देखा मैं तो संत अधिक करी लेका आत्मे जथा लाभ संतोषा सब नहीं नहीं देखी पर दोषा श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम. This week we continue our discussion on the Nauda Bhakti. Bhagwan Sri Ram told Shebari the 9 forms of devotion. We have discussed 6 of them so far in the last 3 weeks. So the 7th form of devotion, Satav sam mohi bhay jagadeka, मैं तो संत अधिक करी लेखा. That he who practices the 7th form of devotion sees the entire world equally instinct in me and regards the saints as greater even than myself. The 7th form of devotion, right? Sees the world instinct with me and regard the saints as greater than even myself. What does this even mean? Can you imagine? We know the first one, that, see the world instinct inside of the Lord. Inside of the Lord. There are many, many who saw the world inside of the Lord. They were one by the name of Mata Yashoda. Remember when Mata Yashoda was, when baby Krishna, when he was little Krishna, and he opened his mouth. The difference between Krishna and Ram is that when Ram was a baby, Mother Kaushalya saw on every hair of his body a universe. Outside, on the hair of his body, the universe. But with Bhagwan Shri Krishna, when Mata Yashoda looked in his mouth, he saw the entire creation inside of the Lord. This is the difference between Ban Leela Ram Bhagwan and Ban Leela Krishna Bhagwan. Is the difference. Ram Bhagwan had the universe created outside of him. Shri Krishna had it inside of him. And when the Lord can reveal to any one of us, physically or through our intellect, that inside of him everything resides, that is the 7th form of devotion. We have to, and Mata Yashoda as one such devotee, who saw the entire creation. When Krishna Bhagwan opened his mouth, he saw in Krishna multitude and multitude of creation, the cosmos, the entire cosmos. This here is just one world. There are so many other worlds that have been discovered by, when the Hindu scripture speaks about it, we're like, it's a story. But when NASA used their telescope, anybody know what the name of the telescope is? The big telescope they had the other day? You don't know, did you? Special telescope. They used to see beyond this creation, that there were more universes within this universe and external as well. Only then we believe it. Well, when Mata Yashoda looked in the mouth of Krishna, Bhagwan, she saw multitude universe. And in the multitude universe, she saw this universe with the planets. And within this universe, she saw Mother Earth, which we are living on. And within Mother Earth, she saw Bharat, which she was in, India. And within India, she saw Vrindavan. And within Vrindavan, she saw Yashoda and Krishna residing there. That is how the Lord revealed his powers and his presence to Mother Yashoda. Because Mata Yashoda was just not chosen like that, as the Garbhagriha, as the one carrying Krishna, Bhagwan. No. Her tapasya and her penance. Her tapasya, her penance on her sadhana to the Lord was very, very immense. So she qualifies as one who, of course, saw the Lord, saw the universe within the Lord. The seventh type of devotion sees the entire world equally instinct with me, and who regards the saint as greater even than myself. Who regard the saint greater than myself. Who was such a person who regarded the saint greater than himself? Well, there was one such by the name of Raja Dashrath. All of you remembered him, Raja Dashrath. He regarded the saints greater than him. One day, when the boys were grown, Guru Vishwamitra visited the home of Raja Dashrath. Yah sab charit gaha mein gayi, agi mil katha suno man lai. Vishwamitra Mahamuni Gyani, basahi vipin subh ashram jani. Guru Vishwamitra visited the home of Raja Dashrath. And when the king saw the saint Vishwamitra visiting his home, what did he do? He went and he prostrated himself, a king with a crown. A king, Raja Dashrath, who had the strength of thousands of elephants and 10 chariots, Maharati. He bowed at the feet of a man wearing a simple dhoti and a mala and a kamandal. The man who had so much power and wealth, called the king Raja Dashrath, bowed to a man who had nothing materially. Let me ask you a question. Do you think the king of the day, who was crowned, King Charles, the king of the day, would ever show respect to such humility? Right? What makes a king a king? Is it because you are privileged to be born in the bloodline of the royalty? Qualifies you to be a king? Because that's what it is today. Right? What qualifies you to be a king? To be placed the Kohinoor on your head, right? The Indian diamond on your head. What qualifies you? Because you are born in the bloodline of the royalty, that qualifies you now to be a king. Then you had to earn that power. The power of Raja Dashrath, of the king of today, cannot even be compared to Raja Dashrath. Raja Dashrath, when he saw Vishwamitra visiting his palace, tell me what brings you here. Kehi karan agamad tumhara, kahahu so karata na lao bara. What is it that has brought you here? I will carry out your order without delay. The king tells the saint this. And when Vishwamitra says, Hey Raja, Ati Asura Samuha Satavahi Mohi Me Jachan Ayu Nrip Tohi. That the bond of demons have been tormenting me. I would like to take Ram, your son Ram, to protect me from these demons. Raja Dasharath says, My Swami, hey Gurudev, that ये वाणी को सुनकर राजा ने हृदय कंपित का उठाया और उनके मुख की कांति फीकी पड़ गई. You know, he said, what an unwelcome demand this is. What an unwelcome demand this is for you to ask. You know, ask me of anything. Mangau bhumi dhenu dhan kosa sarvas deu aj saharosa. Ask me of cows, of land, of wealth. Ask me for treasures, I will give you, but nothing is dear to me as my Ram. Nothing is dear to me as my Ram. The sage says, I don't want wealth, I don't want cattle, I don't want land, because I have nothing to do with it. I want Ram. Mujhe Ram chahiye. You know what Raja Dasharath did? The powerful king who had the ability to destroy anybody at that time, he gave Ram and Lakshmana to the saint. This constitutes the seventh form of devotion, where we can, Bhagwan Ram says, he who cultivates the seven types of devotion sees Bhagwan or treats the saints greater than the Lord himself. Santan ke sangalagare teri achhi bari hai. Association with the saints, संत के संग लागरे. संत के साथ नहीं, सत के संग है. Sat and sang are two different things. Whoever is in the company of saints, they will always benefit. What is the eighth form of devotion? Athave jata labh santosha sapne hu nahi dekhai paradosha. The eighth form of devotion. Whoever considers the eighth form of devotion, he who cultivates the eighth type of devotion is content with whatever he has and never dreams of spying out the faults in others. This is one devotee who reminds me of this. He's content, always content with what he had, and he never spies on the faults of people. This is like two in one here. Let's break it down. When you're always content, you know what that means? It doesn't mean that you get a little bit, you're content with that, you're not going to make an attempt to get more. That's complacent. Content is that when you have done your best in life and you've received the reward of whatever it is that Bhagwan has blessed you with, Prabhu, I'm content with it. Thank you. But I aspire for more. I aspire for more, right? Content is when Bhagwan has blessed you with something and you're not going to curse that blessing. Why did I have such a small house when everybody else has such a big one? Why am I, not rich as the other guy? Why am I less busy than them? Right? We are not content. So what happens? Bhagwan says the eighth form of devotion is one who is content, first of all, because santosham param sukham. Contentment is the highest form of happiness. When we can be happy, content, then we will be free, my friends. And the second part of this eighth type of devotion says that he who never dreams of spying out the faults in others. I've always told you that these eyes cannot see your nose unless you look into a mirror. You can see your hands and things like that. These eyes cannot see your nose, but these eyes can see the nose of another person. And we'll be quick to point out that, hey, look at their nose now. Long, flat, whatever it is. Your eyes can't see your face, but you'll be quick to point out how another person's face look. But it hardly didn't even shave today. Or 2 days or 3 days now. This is naturally how it is. But when our eyes are there and we are just admiring the beauty of nature instead of finding the faults of others, then this constitutes the 8th type of devotion. There is no virtue in finding faults in anybody. Who was such one? There was one devotee who lived among the demons. He lived among the demons, but he did not find fault with them. Although he lived among the demons and he loved Ram Bhagwan, he was always very content. Who was this? Vibhishana. Vibhishana was the brother of Ravana. And he loved Bhagwan Ram so much that in the city of demons, he built a temple of Ram. He built a temple of Ram, even Ravan could not destroy him. He was very content that although I live amidst the demons, I am content that I have my little temple that I can pray to my Lord Ram Bhagwan. And second quality, he has never pointed out the faults of anyone. He always admired the beauty of the Lord Ram Bhagwan. When Hanumanji met him, you know what he was doing? He was chanting Ram, 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 Ram. He was only chanting the name of Ram, not admiring Ravana. He could have simply be chanting Ravana, but he chanted the name of Ram. Vibhishan practiced the 8th type of devotion, where he's always content and he never found fault in anyone. Before we go to the last form of devotion, in Naudha Bhakti, we're going to have a bhajan by Anaya, and then we'll continue our katha. Bole Siyapati Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai.
जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, पायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। वस्तु मूलक दे मेरे सतगुरु, वस्तु मूलक दे मेरे सतगुरु, कृपा कर अपनायो, वायु जी मैंने कृपा कर अपनायो, वायु जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, वायु जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो। जन्म जन्म की पूंजी पाई, जन्म जन्म की पूंजी पाई, जब मैं सबे को वायो, वायो जी मैंने जब मैं सबे को वायो, वायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो, 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 वायो जी मैंने राम रतन धन पायो।
नव महुए कव जिनके होई, नवम सरल सब सन छल ही नामम भरोस ही हर्षन दीनारा सिया राम
जय जय राम राम सिया राम जय जय राम।
ओ नवम सरल सब सन छल ही ना नवम सरल सब सन छल ही ना मम भरोस ही हर्षन दीना राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम
जय जय राम।
ओ नव महु एको जिनके होई नव महु एको जिनके होई नारी पुरुष सचराचर कोई राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम
जय जय राम।
ओ राम सिया राम जय जय राम
राम सिया राम जय जय राम
राम सिया राम जय जय राम राम सिया राम
जय जय राम।
The ninth form of devotion says Navam Saral Sab San Chal Hina. Saral. Saral or Saralta. Saralta means simple, simplicity. The ninth form of devotion demands that one should be simple and undesigning in one dealing. Simple and undesigning. Forget about undesigning right now. Saralta means simplicity. What is simplicity? Simplicity in the way we live, simplicity in the way we dress, simplicity in our attitude, simplicity in our speech, simplicity in the way we live in general. Just be simple. Just be simple. That is all the ninth form of devotion is saying. Saralta. And undesigning means, when you're dealing with somebody, you're not designing, you're not dealing with them artificially. You're real. How many of us are real today? What is real about us? Right? We don't know. Asking a question. How many of us are real? When you talk somebody, they smile nice in front of you, and after that, what happens? Do they still smile nice in front of you? Right? How many people are real today? The ninth form of devotion has three components. Saralta, Chalahina. Saralta means simplicity. Chalahina means who you see is who it is. Now, who was simple? Talking about a simple devotee of the Lord. In the Mahabharata, there was one by the name of Vidur. Vidur, let me tell you a little about Vidur. Vidur was one of the relatives of Bhagwan Shri Krishna. And once, he was one of the, half-brother of Dashrath. Pandav and Dhritarashtra. But what happened was that he was not the wealthy one. He was just a simple guy. He was in the royalty, but very simple. And once when Krishna Bhagavan had visited the Kauravas, Duryodhan, to calm them down, to say that we don't need a war, you don't need to fight over 5 villages of land. Bhagwan Shri Krishna went to Hastinapur When he went to Hastinapur, Duryodhan prepared 56 types of food for him. Chappan bhog for the Lord. Bhagavan says, Duryodhan, thank you very much. I will not eat from your home, unfortunately, because of so and so. But I will go to the home of Vidur. When he went to the home of Vidur, Vidur was such a simple man. He did not even have, a curry, a tarkari, or a little chawal. They felt so embarrassed. Vidurani, the wife of Vidur, didn't know what to do. The lady of the home is always pressured to host guests. Are Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, you have anything to eat? He says, no. He says, sure? He says, yes. Bhagavan Shri Krishna then went into the pot and he saw a leaf of stale bhaji. Sag vidur ghar kayuna, sabse uchi prem sagai. Duryodhan ki meva tyage. The Lord tyag kare. The food of Duryodhan. Sag vidur ghar khai. And he ate the bhaji, the stale bhaji of Vidur. Saralta means simplicity. You give what you get. When the Lord came to the home of Vidur, Vidur did not try to be artificial and try to impress the Lord with what he doesn't have. A lot of us are poor because of this reason. We don't have a lot in life, but we want to live large. Large. We want to drive things on the road because it's expensive and it will impress people. A lot of us are rich on the road and poor in the bank. We're rich on the road, but we're poor in the bank. Right? It's okay to drive expensive, nice things. There's nothing wrong with it, if you can afford it. But the fact that you want to impress somebody with it because you got nothing else to do, and they'll think higher of you because of what you drive, that's not saralta. Now, if you don't care about simplicity, fine. Vidur had the Lord came to his home, and Vidur did not even try to impress the Lord. He said, Prabhu, this is all I have. Eat what I have, eat what I don't have. This is all I have. This is called saralta sabachalhina. It is something that we should practice in life. There is nothing wrong in being who you are, but there is everything wrong in trying to be somebody else. Artificial is very cheap. Real is very expensive. Trying to be artificial or duplicate somebody, sing like them sing, talk like how them talk, dress how like them dress, it's cheap. But when you are original and real, you're poor, you're poor, you're rich, you're rich, you're middle class, whatever class you are, the politicians call you, you are. But don't try to be somebody that you're not. Navam sarala sabasal chanahina mama bharos hiya harshana dina. The ninth form of devotion demands that one should be simple in their life. And Vidur was such a devotee who was simple. It adds a little flavor here. And that person should cherish implicit faith in me without either exaltation or depression. And whoever practices any type of these devotion, animate or inanimate, movable or immovable, Ram Bhagwan says, I have given you 9 types of devotion. Any person who practice any one of these, not all of them, you can have all of them, fine. But if you take one of them, then what will happen? What will happen? That person, soi atisay bhamini priyamore, that person is very dear to me. That person is very dear to me, my dear. And you, Shavari, you, sakala prakar bhagati trid tore. Sakala prakar, all of these forms of devotion, you possess them. You possess them. You possess them. Nobody else. Shavari, when she heard such a simple lady talking about simplicity, that's her. Pratama Bhakti Santana Karasanga, she is the one who associated herself with the saints. She never had much. Dusari Rati Mama Katha Prasanga, Shukadev Maharaj listened to the Bhagavatam, and he, of course, entered the kingdom of God. If you want to know all of the 9 forms of devotion and each devotee who practiced them, you have to listen back to the last 4 weeks of Tuesday Satsangh, and you can write it down if you need. But Shavari Mata was very happy. Bhagwan Ram blessed her. Bole Siyapati Ramchand Bhagwan ki. We have a dedication this evening. I'd like to pull that up on the screen. This comes from Kamo Aluking, wishing his beloved wife Sabita happy birthday. Sabita is also my goddaughter. I wish to extend happy birthday greetings to her as well on behalf of our temple and on behalf of our community. We dedicate this Hanumanji Chalisa to you and seek the blessings of Bhagwan at all times. Shri Guru Charan Saroj Rajam Nij Man Mukur Sudhar Barno Raghuvar Bimal Jasu Jodayak Phalchari Buddhihin Tanujanike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bal Buddhi Vidya Dehu Muhi Harahu Kalesha Vikar जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीस तिन लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमत निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा कानन कुंडल और हाथ भद्र और ध्वजा विराजे कान्हे मूंज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिवे को आतुर प्रभु चरित सुनिवे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहार रामचंद्र के काज सवार लाए सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुवीर हर्ष उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बढ़ाई तुम मम प्रिया भरत सम सहस बदन तुम्हरो यश गावे अस कही श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाते कवि कोविद कही सके कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाए राजपद दीना तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जाना प्रभु मुद्रिका मेरी मुख माही जल दिलांग गए अचरज नाहि दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे केते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिन पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज समारो आपै तीनों लोक हांकते कापै भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम नासै रोग हरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संगत से हनुमान छुड़ावे परक्रम वचन ज्ञान जो दान सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लाभ तासु अमित जीवन फल पात चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्धि जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता असबर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पास सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुवर पुर जाहि जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्त न डरहि, हनुमत से ही सर्व सुख करहि। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। बोलो जय 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 हनुमान गुसाई, कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूट ही बंदी महासुख होय। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साधी गौरी साई। तुलसीदास सदा हरिचेरा, की जय नाथ हृदय मारे। ओ की जय नाथ हृदय मारे, की जय नाथ हृदय मारे। पावन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय में बसहु सुर भूप सिया। भज रामचंद्र की, पवन सुत हनुमान की। Happy birthday to my goddaughter Savita, and I wish you nothing but the best, Savita, on the occasion of your birthday, and many, many more years, a lifetime of happiness, good health, wealth, prosperity, joy, and happiness. You're an excellent human being, and you do so much of volunteering work for the temple. You cook and feed the stomachs of thousands of people throughout the year here, supporting my godson Kamo, the Alu King himself. Hope the Lord will keep you happy and healthy always. These are very simple people in our community who are very busy, but they find the time to serve their community. God bless you, Sabita. And of course, greetings are coming from your husband Kamo and your children Richard and Sabrina, not forgetting all our family here at the temple. Bole Bajrangbali Bhagavan ki jai. I'd like to invite all of you for Friday evening. We have a satsang here to celebrate my birthday at the temple. Friday evening at 6 p.m. we start puja and satsang and so on. We'll have a nice little satsang followed by dinner downstairs. Nice and quiet. I hope to see all of you. It is an open invitation to the community. I share my life with my people. I spend my life with you. And it is only fair that I celebrate with you. So I'm hoping to see you Friday evening at this temple for puja from 6 p.m. All of you are invited. Thank you so much. Mother's Day puja will be held at the temple starting at 8:30 a.m. There will be Rudra Abhishekam at 8:30, and then Mother Durga Abhishekam as well, and then regular Sunday morning service. Please bring your mothers out and let us celebrate Mother's Day together in a very beautiful atmosphere as this. Bole Siyapati Ramchandra Bhagavan ki jai. Let's stand for arati. Yani kani cha papani janmantar kritani cha tani sarvani nashyantu pradakshinam pade pade.
आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। जाके बन से गिरिवर काबे, रोग दोष जाके निकट न जाके। अंजलि पुत्र महाबलदाई, संतन के प्रभु सदा सहाय। आरती की जय हनुमान लला की, दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की। आरती की जय हनुमान लला दलन रघुनाथ कला की
दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की
दुष्ट दलन रघुनाथ कला की
त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्युर्मामृतं गमय। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। प्रेम से बोलो गणपति भगवान की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सिया भज रामचंद्र की। नमः पार्वती पतये हर 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 महादेव शंभो। सत्य सनातन धर्म की सबको ये जय जय सीताराम। जय सीताराम एवरीवन। शुभ रात्रि, गुड नाइट।